Hello everybody and welcome to the Zombie Dark Hest or ZDH Podcast. I'm your host, Dr. Blue, and joined here today by fellow host Zombie, say hello. And fellow host Hest YT, say hello.
Hey guys, how's it going?
And this is the first episode of the Zombie Dark Hest Podcast, or ZDH Podcast as we've abbreviated it. Welcome everybody.
Welcome.
Yes.
And I'm feeling good to be doing a podcast finally. I've been wanting to do one for forever. I even oh sorry, go on.
I was gonna say it's just to let everyone know how this started. I guess as our first episode, we should tell a bit of an origin story. Basically, Doc was actually streaming for he was streaming State of Decay 2 for one of his Blue reviews. And me and Zombie were the only two watching the stream because it was very late at night, so everyone else was asleep. And we were both
more people.
It was just us.
We were both watching, and I don't know how it ended up coming up, but I think out of nowhere I was like, because it was just one of those nights where I was feeling like very inspirational and like I wanted to do something big. So I told Doc in chat, I was like, me and Doc, we should start a podcast. And then Zombie's in the chat too, and then and we just, like, all three of us just started spitting out ideas into the chat. We were all talking about it to each other. And I would say that was about, like, 2 months ago. Or 3 months ago. I don't know, but, just because it took a while because, we were all so busy to start setting things up and things like that. So that's why it took so long. But now we're here, and we're getting it done because we stuck to it. And usually when people come up with ideas like they really want to do, sometimes they fall out. But we're going to make sure that this one doesn't go anywhere. Can't let this one slip away this time.
Yeah.
Absolutely, and I remember the stream because it was the stream where I just hit 400, and actually, Zombie, you really helped out with that. I remember you hosted me on your channel. And I just hit 400, and we were all talking in stream. I remember the thumbnail of that stream because I was just so amazed that I just hit 400, and here I am now, halfway to 500, or just under halfway, but on the way, hopefully.
Oh yeah. You'll get 500.
It was around the same time where I found out that you actually had a YouTube channel. So yeah, I was like, I know everything. And then you guys were talking about doing like your own podcast, and I was like, I want to join. And then you're like, you can join. I'm like, wow, that was easy.
Yeah, because I was like a few weeks after I just like joined the clan that we're in, of course. And we talked a couple of times and stuff. But then you found me. I was like, "Oh shit, he's found me!" Fuck. How did you find me? He knows. How did you find me?
I just looked your name up.
Why did you look my name up? Huh?
Because well, that's a story for another time.
Trying to Google dirt on me, huh?
That's a story for another time.
Did you put in the 99 after, and then he still came up?
Yeah, he still came up.
God damn it! Well, at least that's linking to my YouTube channel there.
It's kind of cool now because like I can tell like everything's like starting to work out now because I actually looked up Hest by accident and not Hest YT, and my channel still came up, and I was happy about that because like before, if I looked up Hest, it would just be a whole bunch of horses because in I forgot what country it is, but it's one of the European countries. Hest actually means horse, so whenever I look up Hest and it's not my channel, like how on YouTube's search pages, like at the very bottom there's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like you can click the certain ones to see like the different search results. If I go to page 3, like it'll show just a whole bunch of videos of horses.
Very interesting story. Hest is
I know, right? Yeah.
Hest is a horse, yes.
I'm now in the search. It's just cool because I don't have to specifically search up Hest YT anymore. I can just put up Hest and it comes up.
Yeah, that's pretty sweet. I remember the first time I got on Google. If you searched up like Dr. Blue, The Evil Within, you'd find one of my thumbnails. So I was like, I'm on Google.
Yeah, I'd get so excited. I'd look at like specifically what my channel name was in all the videos, and if it showed up on Google, I'd be like so proud of myself.
Yeah, it's cool. All right, well, I'll tell you what. Let's get into our first topic here.
Yeah, we have a whole list of topics here to talk about, and even more in case we run out. But I thought the first thing to be interesting to talk about would be like the KSI and Logan Paul fight that's been going on. And I mean, Obviously, the only reason we didn't start this podcast initially was because, you know, my PC was broke, and it was broke for a good 2 months. And we did, like, the Logan Paul fight stuff was going on. I've just been kind of catching up, watching all my YouTube videos and the Philip DeFranco show and shit like that. And I just recently saw the Philip DeFranco video where they had like their second press conference and stuff, and KSI was like really going at Logan Paul.
Yeah.
You know what? Let's get a chant going. Fuck the pool. Everyone has my back, and no one has yours, besides your ludicrous mum and your disgusting delusional dad. You're disgusting, mate.
And Logan, to be fair to him, I gotta be honest, he was a better man than I was in that moment, because, you know, KSI was really going at him. He was going after his mom, he was going after his dad, he was going after his girlfriend. Like, if I'm not being funny, dude, if that was me and KSI was going after all my family members like that, especially if they're not involved in YouTube that much, you know, like they're not really involved in YouTube drama, that's like more that, let's say, you know, I'm in this position, that would be more my scene. And if, you know, they're not involved in drama, so they don't really deserve that, they're not really into this kind of world. So if he started going after them like that, I would have been annoyed, man. I would have been a lot more annoyed. Logan just walked off, and don't get me wrong, I am in no way a Logan Paul fan in any way, shape or form, but he did well in that moment, and I thought it was a bit degrading for KSI going on the way he did.
Yeah, I mean, I do watch Logan Paul from time to time, and I gotta say though, like, he came out with this video, like, I'm sure everyone knows about it, the video that was like, Deji, this is why you've already lost, and like he started talking about how he showed like all the clips of like KSI like sexually harassing women apparently.
Let me give her the extra 15.
But you didn't listen, JJ, and that's why I'm not going to sit there and talk about your disgusting sexual harassment issues in the past.
Today I'm with massive tits. Where have your tits gone?
Where have they gone?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Because I can't see them.
How's that?
Not big enough. What are you doing not fingering yourself?
Pardon?
What? I'm being nice to you.
You have a sister, Casper? What's her name? Theodora. Like Dora the Explorer, because I'm gonna explore her pussy. Jeez.
At a Microsoft gaming event, and then like he was talking about like Casper Lee's sister and everything like that, and it actually was kind of manipulative, because in the actual Casper Lee's sister video, she wasn't really referring to KSI like that. She was referring to someone else. Now the video was still about, it wasn't completely about KSI. Like, she was still referring to KSI in a like in her examples of the men who have sexually harassed her, but you know, but it was kind of manipulative, because she barely said a word about KSI. Like, the whole video wasn't about it.
Yeah, well, I've not seen that video. As I said, I've just been catching up, and I've only really got up to the Logan and KSI second press conference. But the fight is soon, isn't it? The 25th, right?
Yeah, the 25th. I'm actually having a party at my house. Because since it's pay-per-view, I figured I'd just I like tell all my friends, like, give me $1 for everyone who comes.
That is a bit. I saw the pay-per-view thing. That's gonna affect their numbers, I reckon. Like,
oh yeah,
because
definitely.
people watch it on YouTube because it's free. And now they're charging money for it. I get, you know, your bottom line, you have to make money, but like, I mean, you get a lot from YouTube. I mean, a lot. So it's not like you're gonna go broke if you don't charge that pay-per-view. And I think that's really gonna affect their viewers as well. Because I was gonna watch it on the YouTube live stream.
Yeah, I was too. Are they doing a charity event this time, or is it specifically for cash?
I don't think there's charity involved. I could be wrong about that though. But I don't think there's charity involved anyway.
Yeah, I don't think it is either.
But no, I was gonna watch it on YouTube, and now it's pay-per-view. I'm a type bitch. I ain't gonna watch that now. I'm gonna just look at the results of it and just follow it on Twitter. So they're gonna lose a fair few
I'm sure
viewers for
someone
that.
will be live streaming the live stream for free. I'm sure you can just look it up, and someone will be streaming it anyways.
No, they'll be clamping down on that for real. If it's pay-per-view, they will be clamping the fuck down on that shit. But it's probably gonna be pirated anyway, just because now that they've made a paywall for it.
Yeah.
But what's like been the most recent thing? Actually, no, sorry. Who do you have to win on the 25th?
Oh, okay, so I believe that Logan Paul is gonna win, and I say that. Okay, I say this because, physically he has an advantage over KSI, and I wouldn't. I'm not gonna say that he's smarter than KSI, but mentally he has a tiny advantage. Well, no, not mentally. Still physically, because also mentally, because Logan Paul has been an athlete his whole entire life. You know, he did wrestling since late middle school, so he knows how to fight. He knows how to box. KSI has only been in one match, fought one person and won, which honestly wasn't that great of an opponent that we can all agree on, because Joe Weller wasn't throwing any punches the whole entire time. That whole entire boxing match. So I think Logan Paul is gonna win.
Well, I don't know. I think KSI might win, to be honest, because I mean, when I didn't watch the Joe Weller fight and KSI fight because I'm like, it's all for money. It's all not really that much of beef. But honestly, I think KSI might win because he's got the speed, he's got the strength. But I mean, I don't really I'm not really fond of the idea of two YouTubers fighting anyway. I'm not really into the whole boxing match scene. It's pretty fake beef, but I mean, whoever goes down, whoever loses this will not live it down, because if KSI gets beat and he's been throwing out all this confidence and quite frankly arrogance, he will not live it down. And same with Logan Paul. If he gets beat down,
both sides,
neither of them is going to live it down.
Because you got to think about this, right? It's a match. One person is going to win and one person is going to lose. Both sides have thrown out a lot of arrogance and yeah, I'm going to win. But if one of them loses, then they're going to take the hit, definitely.
Oh, for sure. In KSI released a documentary saying it's like literally a documentary of his training, which is again more ways to profit off of it. But he released like a documentary saying that can't lose, like his title. That's pretty risky, man, because if you go into that and lose, that whole documentary is going to tank.
I mean, have you watched the KSI and Logan Paul face-to-face thing that they released on the channel? They basically they have a YouTube channel for the fight, and they released a face-to-face of Deji and Jake Paul. It's literally just them sitting at a table just talking with a moderator there, and then there's Logan Paul and KSI's too. And KSI said he was God. Like, he literally said he's going to win and he's God. Like, he said he was Jesus.
I actually did a face-to-face with KSI, but this kid literally looked me in the eye and told me he was God. G-O-D. God. That's where his head is at right now.
I wouldn't get in the ring with me.
I'm crazy.
I'm an animal. I'm a dog, bro. If there were two of me,
I'm a god.
You're a god?
Yeah, you're an animal, I'm a god.
This is what God looks like? Jesus Christ, we got some work to do.
Why are you talking about my son?
And then Logan was like,
said, "Oh, sorry, go on. Might be."
He was Logan Paul says, "Dude, like, I'm a dog. Like I don't know what you stepped into." Like, he just said that. He goes, "Oh, you're a dog." He goes, "Well, I'm a god." And he goes, "You're a god." He goes, "Jesus, we got some work to do." And the KSI says, "Why are you talking about my son?"
Yeah, the fucking. But remember when KSI used to say that KSI stood for knowledge, strength, and integrity? Like, it was supposed to be this whole honorable shit. Yeah, it's just going out the window.
Yeah,
there's that phone.
That's me. Sorry about that. Give me a second.
It's alright. It's whatevs. No, but KSI's whole knowledge, strength, integrity thing, his whole, really want to change up my content. Not really. He just put a bandana on and deleted some videos, and that was it. I don't think KSI's changed at all. I think he's just shifted his attention from making whatever video he can a day to making just something he really wants. That's all. It's just something he wants. He still acts like a child. The knowledge, strength, integrity is just not there at all. At least in my opinion. Don't get me wrong, I don't like both of them. I don't like Logan Paul either. To be fair, I don't think it'd be hard pressed to find reasons to not like Logan Paul, with obviously all the drama he's been in. But like a lot of people like KSI, personally, I don't. I just the fact that he's not really, because if it was me in a boxing match, I'd try to be honorable. I'd try to, I wouldn't be arrogant. I'd go to these events and throw an odd jab or two, in terms of like insults and stuff like that. But I wouldn't be so arrogant, because if you do lose, all that's gonna come back on you, man.
And it's kind of I don't know even what the word for it is, but it's like, because Logan Paul and Jake Paul, like the Paul brothers in general, know how to put on a show. Okay, the reason why even this is all happening is for the clout, for the money, for the whole
absolutely.
nine. So it's like they know how to put on a show, right? That's why in the first press conference, they were really doing it up, like and it was actually like really entertaining. But then when the second press conference came around, it was literally just KSI coming for Logan Paul's life, like literally coming for his soul. So it was different because it's like Deji and KSI. They think it's like actually real, like what I'm saying, like they think it's like holy crap, dude, like even KSI even said he wanted to be a pro boxer, like he actually wanted to be a pro boxer after this.
I want to squeeze out every little bit of relevancy from him and then move on to my bigger goal, which is to go pro.
So I was like, well, they just think it's legit. They think if they win this, then they're gonna be the best there ever was. But Jake and Logan Paul are like, okay, win this or lose this, we're still gonna get a lot of money. Like, they're doing it specifically just for the show. They're not trying to do it to actually get in a fight and actually like mess up KSI's life.
Which is why I think they'll lose. I don't think they're prepared for it as KSI is.
Yeah, no.
Who do you think's gonna win, Zombie?
I mean, they're definitely prepared. But
honestly, I've been like
both of them.
I've been like avoiding like a lot of that stuff. I don't really like watch KSI. I don't watch Logan either. I think that like both of them, like in a general, like they know how to not get like not do stupid crap, right? But some of them like the stuff he did in Japan, that's kind of stupid. But at the end of it, though, it's all for money. It's all for money. But
absolutely.
Yeah, but sometimes it goes a little too far, like with insulting family and stuff. And I'm pretty sure that's like if he uses that adrenaline and drive, like Logan, if he uses that like drive, right? I'm pretty sure he would win, like with muscle mass and everything as well. Not that I'm like siding with him or anything, but I think he would win, in my opinion.
You think KSI would win or Logan would win?
Logan.
Sorry. Okay.
Because KSI went straight for his family, right? He went straight for every single
he was legit going for Logan's life.
Yeah, so if he used that adrenaline, like he could probably pull it off, like with his like muscles as well.
Perhaps, yeah. Although he might wear himself out. It depends how much KSI dodges.
Yeah.
I think Logan maybe's got the stopping power, but it depends how much KSI dodges. What about the Deji and Jake Paul fight? I personally think Jake Paul is going to win that one because Deji does seem a bit weaker. I kind of want Deji to win because Jake Paul is a bit of an idiot.
Yeah, I definitely would like if Deji won, but I definitely at the end of the day, I think that Jake Paul will win, and it's not because like he's just better in general, like he's a better fighter or whatever. It's because they're both coming from the same place skill wise. It's just that that Jake Paul literally was training every single day, and Deji just wasn't doing as much work towards the fight as Deji was doing.
Yeah,
I mean,
I do think Deji's gonna lose here on that one.
And plus he's very far into it too, like the clout and everything like that.
Yeah.
But I mean, I think what also stirs a lot of controversy is that it's England versus America. It's the USA boys versus the England boys.
Oh yeah, I didn't even consider that rivalry.
Yeah, but I saw like a whole bunch of posters of like it was like Logan on one side, KSI on the other, and like behind KSI was like the English flag, and then behind Logan Paul was the American flag.
Well, the thing is, it's that to be fair, the fans don't help because I mean, on that video that I saw where KSI was really going after Logan Paul and Logan Paul just walked off, he was trying to get out, and like the fans were literally swarming his car and trying to.
Oh yeah, like they punched Greg Paul. Some dude ran up behind and punched Greg in the back of the head.
I didn't see that, but I know some dudes were like, oh, we just fucked up his car and shit. It's you just admitted to a crime.
You didn't see the clip of the guy run up behind and punching Greg Paul in the back of the head. Like it was a clean shot.
I haven't seen that, no.
No, it was legit like a clean shot, like a clean footage. Some dude like ran up behind Greg Paul and punched him in the back of the head, and like his hat flew off, and he had to like run into the apartment building.
Oh shit! It's the fans that take it a little bit too far, but I mean, at the same time, KSI and Logan thrive off of that, off of the fans taking it too far.
But plus, I mean, like it was bad too. Like, I mean, like they were even going for Chloe Bennett. Like it was that bad. Like they weren't even going for Logan anymore. Like they were like. I don't know if you saw the clip either, Doc, because I know you're like pretty far behind on like all the drama and everything. But there was a clip of them like all in the press conference, and then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, all the fans started going, KSI says, and I've heard you got a new girlfriend, Chloe Bennett, and then all the fans start going, she's a hoe, she's a hoe,
yeah,
she's a hoe.
Oh yeah.
And again, she's not involved in this, you know.
You got a new girlfriend now, Chloe Bennett. What's up, babes?
Yeah, that was pretty bad.
That's when they took it way too far, dude.
It's when people aren't involved in YouTube and they go after them. It's like they're not part of this, you know. Leave them out of it.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know. I think we've talked too much about fight stuff because we've been like talking about this like for 20 minutes or something.
Yeah. All right. So the BO4 beta. How have you guys? I know you guys haven't played it specifically because it was on. It didn't come out actually until like 2 or 3 days ago, and it just turned off like today at about 10 a.m. for me. But I played it for like 4 or 5 hours last night, and I gotta be honest with you, it's a good game. They did a good job on it, but you know it is in beta, so I can't say too much about it because what I'm playing now, the game will probably be different from that. But the beta was it was honestly like it was so if you're a low level, you're not gonna kill anyone. That's all I'm gonna tell you. Like your guns. When you're a very low level, like as soon as I started the beta, I was getting absolutely pummeled. And it's not because I'm a bad player. I'm a pretty good COD player, but the problem is that I just started out and I was just getting dominated. I was probably getting killed 5 times a game and only getting 1 kill. Like it was that bad. And it's because the whole entire beta, all you saw was hit markers. Hit markers. Because if they had a better gun than you, they were gonna kill you way faster than you could kill them. And that was the problem with the beta. But I mean, it was pretty cool. Like people in voice chat were cool. Like it wasn't too bad. But like besides that, but I mean the beta was just, the maps too. The maps, oh my god, the maps they're good maps, but they're too close quarters. Like there's barely any distance between anyone. That's also bad.
So it encourages.
And then there's also. Yeah, and plus, oh my god, the shotguns are bad too. And it's nothing, there's nothing but crouching. Everyone loves to crouch for some reason. Like, it's literally like they crouch and then peek, like, over, like crates. And, like, if they're shooting at you, they'll prone all the way to the ground and then shoot you. It's just, like...
Super tactical.
Yeah, honestly, like, people were going full sweat. And then there was also, what do you call it? There were a lot of people who were camping, too. I mean, in general, like, I wasn't mad because I kept getting killed by campers. I just kept seeing them, like, everywhere. Like, I would kill them eventually. But, I mean, there were campers all over the beta. If you didn't get killed by a camper, I don't know what happened. But, I mean, they were everywhere, dude. Every single game there was a camper somewhere. So, overall, the beta was definitely fun to play. Because once you start to get the hang of it, you were able to, get it pretty easily. And since I didn't play it on my Xbox, I played it on my PC. I had to use my keyboard and mouse because since it's the beta, they didn't have Xbox One controller compatibility. So I played with my keyboard, and it was actually fun playing with my keyboard instead of my controller. But I mean, besides that, the BO4 beta was pretty fun if you played it. And it's basically what were you gonna say?
I was just gonna say that you were the only one, probably out of us, that really got hands on it. So
yeah.
I can only really go off your word here.
I can't go off of
It was also kind of like the setting of it, because like BO3 was completely futuristic, and it was and it kind of ruined it because it's like all the fans wanted a game that was back in the past, and it's like when they came out with not Advanced Warfare, well, you guys know the COD game where, like, they went to space and like you had to fight people in space and stuff like that.
I think it was Infinite Warfare, maybe?
Yeah, that's what it's called, Infinite Warfare. Because everyone was saying, hey, let's get a game back in the past, and they came out with Infinite Warfare. Literally, you were killing people in space. And,
the thing is, I don't think it's the space thing that's the problem. I think it's the whole... Because when I played Call of Duty Black Ops 3, I didn't play it for long because I did not enjoy it. But, I'd just be kind of running around. There'd be someone on the ceiling or, like, up there on the wall shooting me from over there. And I'm like, what the fuck? It's all these jumpsuits and shit. Like, fucking shit comes around you from the fucking bullets that bounce around corners or shit like that.
Warfare, when the exosuits came out, that's what
The exosuits were horrible.
Yeah, the exosuits is what ruined like actual battles.
100%, yeah.
And then what was I gonna say too? Is that and plus when that one came out, as soon as that one came out, Battlefield 1 also came out, and Battlefield 1, like the trailer was way better than the Infinite Warfare trailer, and a whole bunch of people started going over to Battlefield 1 because that's when they came out with the World War 1 game. And oh my god, and that game was so much better than Infinite Warfare.
I haven't been able to play that either.
Battlefield 1? It's grittier, and it's also I love playing it. I don't know why. It's like I don't know. It's like not like jumping around with like thrusters and wall running. You know, it just feels better than doing that. You know,
it's way more immersive too. Like it's not hey, let's run around the corner and just start shooting at people. Like it's like you actually have to think. Like you're in a battlefield. There's distance between you and the other person. It's not like you run around the corner and there's someone right there and you have to start shooting at them like COD is.
Yeah, and they're like, you know, they laser you with this golden glittered SMG with this nasty ass emblem on it that's, you know, got this stupid little charm or some shit. Yeah, because obviously in Black Ops it can be released in Black Ops 3, like, you know, everyone kind of knew what the best guns were, I felt like, except for me, because people would, like, you know, Google which gun has the best stats and they would just laser you. And back in Black Ops 1, for instance, I used to use the FN FAL because I was like, hey, this has got good damage on it, right? And I just got annihilated with everything else because of just the rate of fire alone.
Yeah, like when I first started playing the beta, you couldn't even create your own class or choose your own gun until you got to level 5. So you were stuck with an ass gun until you got to level 5.
Oh, jeez.
But I mean, but leveling up wasn't that hard though. I mean, all I had to play was like 2 matches, and then I'd get to a level.
Well, what was the game modes on it? Because there's like a game mode heist apparently.
No, okay. So in the beta, there wasn't a heist or anything like that, but there was. So they basically had, you know. All right, so there were 4 game modes, and the one was, I forgot what it was called, but it's basically just team deathmatch and kill confirmed in one game, and then there was capture. There was basically, it wasn't like an actual, like the whole entire thing was just capture. It was basically what they do was they just made it a game mode where it's a whole bunch of capture games. It's like capture the flag, and then they had another game mode which was basically I forgot what it is, where you have to disarm the bomb. Which one's that called?
Search and destroy.
Yeah, search and destroy. They basically just put, you know, they just put the mainstream, all the normal game modes in the BO4 beta.
Yeah, I think they need to innovate with that as well, because the regular game modes are getting a bit dull, I think.
Yeah, I mean, and then Blackout mode, which is the Battle Royale, the beta for that comes out in September, so I'll probably be playing that too. They're basically coming out with the Battle Royale mode. And then, so when you first get into the game, they have specialists now that aren't, like, super crazy. Like, it's not like BO3 specialists. They have basically like normal everyday specialists. Like, they have like a guy with night vision. They have a guy with a flamethrower. Like, it's if BO2 and BO3 had a child, it's BO4. That's basically how it works.
Yeah, I think I get you.
So they went to BO2, skipped a game, went to BO4, and then they made BO2, skipped a whole game in a time frame, went to BO3, and then when they made BO4, they just put it right in the middle of them.
Yeah, they went back.
Yeah, they took a step back. And then, but when you first load into the beta, the loading screen is basically, it's just you in a hangar with like a tank and stuff like that in the background. And when I was gonna make my video on it, but the recording wouldn't work with the gameplay, I was like, come on, guys. This waiting, like, lobby background, like, actually sucks. Like, it's very dull. It was just a hangar with, like, tank and a couple cars in it. I was like, guys, like, this is bad. I was like, Fortnite does better than you guys. I was like, the loading screen in Fortnite is dope. And I was like, we already know you guys are blowing them off anyways with the Blackout Battle Royale mode. So, I mean, you might as well go the whole way. You know what I mean?
Oh, and speaking of that, obviously, again, I'm behind on the news, but PUBG dropped their suit against Fortnite, right?
Yeah, I think.
There was like the people are theorizing whether a settlement has been agreed or whether they just backed off. I think they just backed off. I think PUBG.
Yeah,
I mean,
maybe did it for a little bit
they
of
most
publicity.
definitely They most definitely could have won that lawsuit 100%.
Oh, I don't think so. I'd completely
Really?
disagree. Because
why?
if you own a game mode and you try and copyright that game mode, have you ever seen that done before ever?
Well, I mean, yeah, it's never been done before, but the thing is that Fortnite is like everything about it, right? Battle Royale mode, like the whole entire genre of Battle Royale is land. I mean, or be in a zone with other people and fight to the death, right? That's Battle Royale. We can all agree on that. Now, PUBG did it to where you're in the sky. There's 100 other people in your game. There's a map that's an island. You land there. You find guns in houses, and you have to fight to the death. Now, Fortnite...
Well, I mean, there's the same
exactly,
thing with...
Because, I mean, but Fortnite copied that type, like the PUBG Battle Royale. They could have done it different. They could have done 50 people in a game, and maybe you start on the island. Like, you don't even have to drop from the sky. Maybe it's not on an island. Maybe it's on, like, a whole entire... like a city or something like that. They pretty much copied PUBG's type of battle royale.
Well, see, the thing is with battle royale, there was already a film of it which what you're talking about, they are just shoved onto the island, they're given a rucksack of gear and stuff like that. There's a film of it, and the film's really good actually. It's a pretty good film. But the thing is, you can't. Obviously, yeah, you both jump out of a plane, but one jumps out of a plane, one jumps out of a bus, one's a party bus, one's just a military plane. The graphics are completely different. There's a whole building aspect to Fortnite that doesn't exist in PUBG. There's a completely different map. There's whole different heroes.
They definitely try to change it up.
Well, yeah, so I don't think, even if they could copyright game mode, which is outrageous, by the way, I don't think they would have won. I mean, plus because Fortnite probably has more money than PUBG. Just because of how much success they've had.
Yeah.
And I think PUBG had a weak case. And to be honest, PUBG uses Unreal Engine, which is made by Epic Games. So it's like, okay, if you want to sue us for Battle Royale, we'll sue you for the use of our engine. And so give us back our engine. There you go. You can't run your game anymore. Company collapses. So I think they backed off with their tail between their legs. And I don't think would have won anyway.
Well, you also got to think about it like this, right? I was actually watching Matt Pat's video on this. Like, he made a whole entire video on the suit and why PUBG. You saw the video, Zombie? Mm-hmm. Yeah, he made a video on it, and and he said why PUBG would win. And there was also this thing where you got to think about it, right? This case isn't happening in America. PUBG is a South Korean company, and copyright laws that exist in America don't exist in South Korea.
Fortnite is safe and PUBG is stupid for suing them. And yea, verily, there was much hashtag boogie downing. Except not. Stop your premature boogie downing. Put a halt on your smooth moves, orange shirt kid, because sure, this would be an open and shut case if the trial were in the US, but it's not. The whole thing is happening in South Korea, and that opens up a lot of new wrinkles here. You see, Korea's been very slow to create basic copyright laws, let alone even begin thinking about nuances like fair use.
And that's why they would have won, is because the way that South Korean copyright laws work would work in PUBG's favor. I don't know the specifics, but I remember Matt Pat was saying all this stuff in the video that would make PUBG's case a lot better because it doesn't work like it works in America. If this case was in America, Epic would have won if they went on with the suit. But in South Korea, PUBG would have won easily.
Well, I don't know, because you're talking about companies from two different nations, and if you go to South Korea, you can't then disregard the laws of America. And I mean, it's still, you can't own a game mode. If you can own a game mode, people could say, oh yeah, we own this history of time, or this piece of time, so we own World War II. You can't use World War II in your games. That's ours now. And it's a slippery slope. So I don't think they would have won. There's no precedent for it. I don't think the judge would have condoned it, because if he would condone that, it would have been a slippery slope to everything else getting copyrighted, and then no one would be able to do anything. So no, I think they would.
Honestly, PUBG lost. I don't even think PUBG did it out of the fact that they copied them. I think PUBG would have did it out of the fact that they were struggling pretty hard with Fortnite stealing all their players and things like that, so they needed to get a jab at them.
Well, to be fair, Fortnite's doing it on smart business decisions. The game is free. They make a bunch of money off of Save the World and microtransactions. Yeah, oh my god, the fact that the game's even free, because PUBG on Steam is $30. Fortnite's free, and it's it is a better game. Of course, we can all agree on that. So the fact that it's even free with in-game purchases is insane. Oh yeah, the fact that it's free to play will give them more players than ever. And I mean, I think they got like 125 million players inside of a year. Sorry, did my mic not pick that up?
Yeah, it just cut out.
Oh, yeah, I was just going to say that Fortnite had 125 million players inside of a year.
Yeah.
So
I think they're around 100. I think Fortnite's around 100 and then 25 million. PUBG's still at 100 million.
Yeah, and to be honest, like I've played both. I did enjoy Fortnite a lot more. I felt it was a lot more capable. And in PUBG, you know, it really depends on zone, because Fortnite you can kind of actually, you know, build your own cover, and you could say in PUBG you have to have strategy and stuff like that. And granted, okay, yeah, of course you do. But at the same time, if someone's at some trees and they have zone and there's a big empty field in between you and them, and you're being pushed by a zone that's going to annihilate your health, you've pretty much lost. It largely depends on zone. You can have a bunch of cover, but if you have to move and there's an empty field, which, let's be honest, in PUBG there are a lot of empty fields.
Oh yeah, because I play PUBG Mobile from time to time, and usually in the end game the zone is in an empty field, like with no shacks, anything. And it's not like Fortnite where you can build a base to protect yourself. It's nothing like that. You literally have to stand in the field and look for people.
Yeah, so zone pretty much determines if you win or not a lot of the time in PUBG.
But PUBG does make it more realistic, though.
I agree. I don't disagree with that. But at the same time, I maybe think it's... I don't know, like, maybe it's their map design then. Maybe they could add more stuff so there's not as many empty fields. I mean, H1Z1 did it alright, because even if the thing did end in a field, there would be a lot of forests, a lot of things to hide behind. So H1Z1 did it pretty well. But I think maybe it's their map design, perhaps, and then they even came out with a new one. I think they need to fill up these fields so it's not as empty. It's just long-range distances, and plus you can be sniped from God knows where and not even have a clue where you were shot from, which again is realistic. But,
yeah.
I mean, we play Fortnite all the time. You know how much you get sniped from fucking nowhere, and it pisses me off.
In my opinion, I personally played Fortnite and PUBG a decent amount, like both of them. And I'm kind of a wild card. I don't choose a side like you guys did with Fortnite, you know. And granted, I respect both the games, right? And I like both the games. It's like the Battle Royale type of theme, right? With PUBG, they sell their game with this sort of understanding that, you know, it's kind of more, you know, tilted towards your awareness of other people, tiny movements, like, you know, like knowing the map, knowing it all down to the single pixel. Because the more and more you play PUBG, in my opinion, or what I've learned to do is, I know how people think. You know, PUBG is in Fortnite you run around, right, and you know you build bases, right, and that's essentially how you play. You see other bases that are empty. You know, people have been here, right. In PUBG, if you see, you know, maybe think how people think. You know, open field, you got to get to the circle. What are people gonna do? Are they gonna crawl across the field and be undetected? Or if you look, because if you do that, right, if you go across the field, you know, to go to the circle, there's a big chance that other people are gonna be running, you know, towards the circle as well, and they could be doing the same thing that you're doing, but they also couldn't be. And the only reason why they could see you is because if they're actively looking for you. And that's essentially how I get to my circles and how I get to my places. You have to learn how people think and how they play. You know, different play styles, different people, how they think. But essentially, a lot of people think and play the same way. And there's only a very small percentage of people who win because they know how other people think. They take advantage of that and they execute it almost perfectly. And it's almost the same thing in Fortnite. But in Fortnite, you more or less, you only build when you're when you need to. And when there's open play in PUBG, you know, you take advantage of your awareness of other people and what you're thinking, right? And what other people are thinking. And, you know, you come up with the greatest plan that you can, or that you can go with, and then execute it and see if it works or not. While in Fortnite, in a big open field, it's kind of obvious. You just build and get to higher ground. And that's just, some people enjoy, you know, not, you know, thinking for other people, being super tactical and, you know, moving in the silent shadow or whatever, and thinking how other people think, and they just having fun. And I think both games, in their own respective ways, you can have fun with both games, right? It's you can have fun in Fortnite by, you know, going more not tactical and just more, you know, what other people think, and it requires the more, you know, gunfights, right? But in PUBG, you got to think what people think. There's a lot of strategies with PUBG. While Fortnite, the strategies that go with Fortnite is not no less with guns, but with building instead, because building is the main feature of Fortnite, and that's what distinguishes it from PUBG. There's a lot of strategies and tactics going with PUBG, like flanking and just like certain techniques you can use. And it's a lot harder to detect people as well because of the environment and how the players look and the fact that you can prone down. And so if you want to actually find people, you have to actively look for them. You got to think how people think. Where take account for where the circle is, where the red zone is. You have to take an account over a lot of things and big named areas. And don't take me granted too. Fortnite does that too, but PUBG you have a lot more awareness. Because in Fortnite, you can't really crouch. You can crouch, right? But you can't prone, so you can't really hide anywhere unless you built a base or you go into some sneaky spot where you're on the roof or something. I do that a lot in Fortnite. Yeah, I just hide in roofs and crap. Just camp out and wait for the circle. Other people, they just build up. They don't give a damn. They don't hide out like me. They go out. They seek blood. But yeah, that's just my opinion. PUBG requires more awareness, and Fortnite, you just have more fun, I guess.
Yeah, no, I think you've hit on a really good point because I think Fortnite encourages you to think on your feet a lot more, whereas PUBG takes a lot more planning. And I mean, after having played both, I personally prefer Fortnite. Whether that's good or good or bad, or PUBG's another thing entirely. But no, look, I think you've got a sound analysis there.
And I was gonna say also, both of the games do a really good job at keeping their game fresh. PUBG does. I would say PUBG does a job better when it comes to being frequent, because Fortnite adds a new gun. Let's say every 3 weeks, maybe a month.
Yeah, it's pretty regular.
And every, I would say a month and a half. Wait, how much? Okay, no. Every about 2 months, right? Because the season is almost about 60 days. So I would say 2 months and a half, a new season comes out. They add new stuff to the map and things like that. But PUBG is more frequent with it because I follow the PUBG Twitter, and I mean they're adding new guns every week and a half. They have different biomes now. They have totally different maps. They have a desert map, the old map with Pochinki and all that, and then they have the jungle map. And plus in this winter apparently they're supposed to be adding a winter map. They're gonna add snow everywhere.
Oh yeah.
So I saw that in the Xbox E3. So I mean it's crazy. They're just adding and adding and adding. And that's really good. And by the way, before I go on, we're already at 40 minutes. I feel like we should extend the episode to an hour. How do you guys feel about that?
I can do that.
Sure, if you want.
Yeah, but the thing with PUBG adding things, and the reason why, I think on console-based, PUBG is more, it was on PC, then it got moved to console. And so, the things you're talking about, on Twitter and stuff, they're adding that, for the most part, to PC first, and they're catering more towards PC than adding it to Xbox later. And so Xbox and console players, we get things a lot later, and we should have gotten it faster. And because
well, I mean, we can also agree that PUBG was always meant to be a PC game. PUBG on console is really not the greatest.
Very broken.
On console compared to Fortnite, it's not the best.
No, yeah, that's why a lot of people flock to Fortnite, because at the time it had better code. Obviously, it's been suffering from more and more glitches lately, which is the whole thing, by the way. How does a game get more popular and still get worse? But that's another thing. But how, the fact that PUBG just pretty much didn't fucking work and Fortnite did is what pushed a lot of people to Fortnite.
Yeah.
Because it just worked a lot better.
But there's a reason for it, because PUBG is more, it was meant for PC and Fortnite was meant for console. But Fortnite executes it perfectly. It works on PC, it works on console, right? But as PUBG
and Android now
only work, on Android too. And
no, but PUBG. I mean, I gotta admit though, I've played PUBG and Fortnite on mobile, and I gotta tell you, dude, PUBG did such a great job on mobile. I mean, honestly, the graphics aren't bad. I mean, just because I have an iPhone 6, okay, I have to have the least great graphics, right? But I played on the iPhone 10 before. The PUBG graphics and the controls, everything like that on mobile are so good compared to Fortnite. I mean, Fortnite on mobile is not even comparable to PUBG on mobile. It's actually crazy.
The lighting on Fortnite on mobile is just, I don't like it. It doesn't have any shadows or anything. It's just too tacky.
I've not tried Fortnite mobile. My mouse just fucking died. Great. I've not tried Fortnite on mobile. I've not tried PUBG on mobile either. Mostly because my phone is garbage, and every so often it will freak out and touch the touchscreen like 10 times, and it doesn't fucking work. I have to change my batteries now, so I'll be back.
Well, I tell you what. Let's get in. Actually, no. Let's wait till Doc comes back to talk about the nightclub DLC.
Mobile stuff and things.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like PUBG is more catered towards PC more than anything, while Fortnite works on about a lot. But I think PUBG focuses more on the aspect of like you actually have to look at things, so the graphics are a little better.
PUBG is way more immersive than Fortnite is. Fortnite's all about getting wins, but PUBG is all about the battle.
Fortnite's also more catered towards kids as well, with the whole Rift thing opening up and the cartoon style.
It's not even that PUBG's so realistic with like real guns and things like that. It's that like the actual players that play PUBG are usually all adults, like they're cussing, like they'll get rage and stuff like that. But Fortnite's just all about little kids and having fun. That's why there's no blood. It's all cartoon.
Yeah. Hamburgers falling out the sky.
Exactly.
It's more fun that way, I feel, though. They're more creative with it.
Yeah,
at least they get to be more creative with it.
PUBG, it uses real ammo and it uses real guns, so that's why essentially I like it more, because you learn to use the guns more than
I definitely see the appeal.
Yeah. More tactical, in my opinion. It's like a rainbow, but battle royale. That's why I like it.
Yeah. The more we have of them, the better, because it creates competition for the other ones to up their game.
Mm-hmm.
Which is why I like YouTube.
I feel like PUBG and Fortnite is the Cold War of Xbox and just like gaming. There's they're looking at each other. Like, okay, we gotta copy them. You look at that. Gotta copy it. It's back and forth.
All right, well, I think we should get into this nightclub DLC. Next topic here.
Well, I was going to say that because we're talking about Fortnite, we could get into the whole ninja thing. Where,
all right.
Just as a kind of smooth transition, just because, obviously, or at least it came out in like a Polygon article. By the way, Polygon is not fucking reliable at all. I mean, the whole fucking...
Honestly, fuck Polygon.
Yeah, the fucking whole attack they made on PewDiePie just for fucking clicks, get the fuck out of here. They're fucking... I really agree with Elon Musk's idea of a website where it rates the fucking video game journalists and how reliable they are. We really fucking need that. Because we need to hold this fucking media accountable. Because they get away with a lot of shit more than most of us.
Fake media is so bad these days.
Yeah. Media is really bad.
And actually, there was a whole bunch of stuff on Twitter, because, the way... Alright, so guys, basically for those who are watching, because we didn't really go too far in what we're talking about here, we're talking about how Ninja's recent stream clip where he was talking about how he doesn't want to play with female streamers because it's going to cause a whole bunch of drama. Now, he said a whole bunch of drama because the second that he's going to play, we already know, the second Ninja says something that is in the slightest bit controversial, it's on YouTube. Clickbait Ninja says this on stream. 100%. And, so I was thinking about it. I was like, we can't ever, Ninja can't talk about anything, because if he does, it's everywhere. Like, if Ninja even said the words Logan Paul, it would be all over the place. So that's why he can't play female streamers, and I personally agree with him. You can't blame him. And you also got to think about this, too. I saw this, Mr. Beast's, one of his friends, Chris, I follow him on Twitter, and he actually said, he was like, listen, he goes, have you guys ever even maybe taken into account that Ninja is married and he's not playing with female streamers out of respect for his wife? It's, you also got to take that into account too. And I wouldn't blame Ninja for not playing with female streamers. And it's not because, feminists, no one likes female streamers, video games. And especially after Ninja said this, all the female Twitch streamers went to Twitter, and were like, "Oh my god! I would just love to be in a world where I can just be a video gamer and not a female streamer."
I don't play with girl streamers, man. Especially in the position that I'm in right now, dude. Right now, the last thing I need is any of that garbage, dude, floating around. I did not say girls are garbage. I was referring to the drama and the stupid YouTube videos that will be created because of the playing. Listen, I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna give you guys a little bit of a life lesson, man. This is exactly what happened. I play with another girl streamer, right? a joke would be made, a giggle would happen, right? And then this is the YouTube video. Ready? Ninja flirting with so-and-so and Jake Ghosty angry? I don't even care if I would have people on YouTube or even it's just not worth it. It's not worth it. That's all it is. It's not worth it, dude.
To be fair, it's not even the women, it's the fans, because, you know, fans, if someone's playing together, they'll ship them, they'll say, oh my god, you're so good together. That's just the internet. And obviously, I don't think Ninja wants that just because of his wife thing, but, I mean, at the same time, you know, a lot of people play with Ninja, a lot of, you know, people like Wildcat, basically Hard to Work, you know, Tim the Tap Man, you know, Dr. Lupin, loads of people play with them. And, you know, I think it benefits them both a little bit, you know, especially for the person playing with Ninja, because it helps, you know, it's like, this guy played with Ninja, and so Ninja's fans will be like, who's this guy? And they might like him, might suffer from, like, some growth. But with this whole I don't play with female streamers thing, essentially it's banning all women from, you know, that kind of growth, which, you know, I can understand, because at the end of the day, that's not really fair. But, I mean, also on the other side, Ninja can really choose who he wants to collaborate with.
Right.
It's just that he kind of used the blanket statement of all women. I don't think it's against women in particular. I think it is just the fans. It's because, you know, it's like...
Yeah, like...
They ship them all the time.
I mean, literally, speaking of the fans, there's this Fortnite YouTuber named Laserbeam. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of him. But
I've never.
Okay, well, he's an Australian dude. He's actually pretty famous. He just hit like 3 million subscribers and things like that. But I follow him on Twitter, and he said he was talking about the Ninja thing, and literally he made a video with his sister, on Fortnite, like trying to get her a win. And he goes, if you guys think this Ninja thing bad, like I uploaded this video, and there were over thousands of comments who were talking about incest and me and my sister getting it on and things like that. And he was like, it's so bad. That, I mean, that he goes like, you know, you can't even make a boy and a girl can't even make videos anymore, regardless if they're brother sister relationship, anything. It's bad. It's
messed up, man.
Yeah.
And really I can see both sides of it. Obviously, it's a terrible thing for female streamers, because it's a huge opportunity that was taken away from them. But at the same time, you got to respect Ninja's choices. Got to respect who he's, you know, gonna collaborate with and who he's not gonna collaborate with.
Right, and it's not even like who cares if the biggest Twitch streamer doesn't want to play with women? There's still big Twitch streamers who would still play with women.
There are a million other ways to grow. Absolutely.
Yeah, like not every single female streamer has to play with Ninja to get famous.
No, absolutely. What do you think, Zombie?
Yeah, just like the one thing that everybody like the one thing that like nobody will like ever say, mostly because, you know, they're making content and stuff, they don't really want to say it because it's unpopular and like no one wants to say it. But if like literally any female you bring onto a stream, you know, something's gonna happen. It's something, and if not anything's gonna happen. It's always drama every single time. And it could be the streamers, it could be the fans, but if it was up to me to decide, it's always like, at least like not always, but 90%, 80%, you know, it's the fans, you know, overreacting to the tiniest little thing that happens, you know, maybe like an arm nudge, or maybe like some word they said, you know, the internet will like have an aneurysm and freak out, you know, over the tiniest stuff, and I personally think that's just stupid.
Absolutely, yeah. Like, I think female streamers do receive a lot of flack, and that's mainly because of other streamers, like other female streamers, because obviously, you know, it's not every kind of stereotype has some sort of basis, and there is a small basis to this female streamer, you know, the Twitch thought in quotation marks phrase, you know, because there is, you know, I've seen clips in the past where, you know, this woman got her boobs out on stream just randomly, without any prompts, just had a face cam on with like 5 of the guys she was playing with, and this guy was hosting all the Twitch thing, and she got him banned because she just pulled her tits out of nowhere. And there's, you know, obviously there was this girl who was wearing this night robe, and she went to stand up to do something, and, you know, there was a full like view of, you know, her downstairs, and there was another girl who like deep throated a mic and stuff like that, and obviously I don't think Zoe Berger, I don't know if you know who she is, but she used to stream, you know, in just her thong and bra and stuff. And since then, you know, Twitch has enforced rules to say, you know, dress how you would dress on the street, and stuff like that, and they've even done it for males as well. But, you know, it's not all female Twitch streamers. It's definitely not. It is just an absolute minority of cases that have fucked it up for the rest of them. It exists among all stereotypes.
And that's a whole another controversial topic. There is how Twitch is for the female streamers. Like we could be honest here, right? If we could be absolutely honest here. If a guy, okay, like for example, like if a guy streamer said the N-word on stream, he'd be banned for 30 days, something like that, right? If a female streamer slipped it out by accident, she wouldn't have as much punishment as the guy would.
Oh, I don't know about that. I've not really seen any examples of that.
It's hard because like I've seen examples of it like 3 or 4 times now. I just can't think of any of them, so it seems like I'm lying. But I promise you, I've seen this. I see it all the time. It's just Twitch is for the females.
I believe you. It's just I personally, I don't think I could make that statement as in saying Twitch is for the females, because I'll be honest, I've not got that much experience with Twitch. I have an account on there that I was meant to stream on one day, and I just thought it's better to stream on YouTube. I've never been banned on Twitch, never streamed on Twitch, so I've not really got that much interaction with it. I personally don't enjoy Twitch. I don't really enjoy watching other people's live streams or watching other people play video games, but at the same time I do it for other people. But personally I don't enjoy being a viewer. I like to be the one making it, doing it. That's kind of the whole reason I became a YouTuber instead of just watching YouTube. And so personally for me, I couldn't really make a statement saying Twitch is all for the females because I don't have enough experience with it personally.
Alright, what about the GTA 5 nightclub DLC that just got released in Grand Theft Auto Online?
Yeah, that just came out. Obviously, the nightclub DLC is kind of like a hub for all your businesses and stuff, and you can manage all your other businesses from there. And but even then, it's supposed to kind of reduce the grind, and it kind of says something about the state of Grand Theft Auto, because I told you about this the other day, Hest, where I saw like this random thumbnail where they'd been like how Rockstar have ruined their greatest achievement. I didn't even have to look on the video. I'm like, right, I can tell you how they've ruined it. Grinding, because that game is grindy as fuck. You have to grind in everything. GTA, when it first came out, 10 out of 10s across the board. But as soon as, they introduced online a few weeks later, it was a fucking mess when it came out. They were supposed to release a stimulus package.
It was so cheap. I mean, you could do missions, get $30,000, and like one mission would give you $30,000.
It wouldn't even work.
You could go in GTA, you could buy like $200 clothes. You remember those days where you could only buy an outfit for $200? Now you have to spend like almost $50,000 if you want to get like designer outfits or like a really nice shirt. Like, the most expensive, like if you want to get like one of those things, if you go up to the register and go to outfits, the most expensive one there is like $200,000. Like, why?
It's like that
there's absolutely
outfit,
no point.
Right?
No, it's like the light up one. One of them's $200,000. Like, it's the deadline ones, I think it's called. It's like $200,000. Like, why? I shouldn't have to spend the money that I could be buying a car with on an outfit. I mean, like, it's that bad. Yeah. I mean, you could literally, like, there's some cars that are only like $25K out like the Southern San Andreas website that you could probably buy like 7 of those instead of buying a stupid light up outfit with a helmet on it. Like, there's no point.
Oh yeah. And like on GTA, the grind is just insane at this point. The grind is, you just grind for everything. Don't get me wrong, I like a bit of grind. I don't mind that much. It kind of gets me involved in the game a little more. There is way too much. So fucking much. I mean, me and Hess did the hardest heist the other day.
Yeah.
And that was the hardest heist. And, I mean, in the end, that gave us 1.5 mil for the actual heist itself. And then with the splits and cuts and bonuses and stuff, I ended up getting like 1.7 mil. And, that was gone straight away as soon as I spent it on a nightclub.
You spend $1 million very fast on that game.
Oh yeah.
Very fast.
Quickly.
I mean, people like I can say. I mean, you can say like, hey, I just got $500,000. Like for example, my mom, right, the other day, I told her I just got $500,000 in the game just because she was watching me play. I was like, yeah, I just got $500,000. She was, oh my god, that's a lot. I said, it's not a lot at all.
Yeah, it's gone.
I said, I promise. I said $500,000 is probably equivalent in this world. $500,000 is probably only equivalent to like $30,000.
$5 for me, dude. I spend my stuff so easily.
Same. But
I mean, plus you spend it without realizing it.
Yeah, the thing is, they need to bring in more stuff like this nightclub, the way to generate
more
income. And
legitimate ways. You shouldn't have to be a criminal in the game to make money.
Yeah, just make it a fully immersive game. If you want to be a fucking hairdresser, be a fucking hairdresser. You know?
Like GTA is like, you know, it's like catered, you know, or it's like sold for like the what people think it is like, you know, it's like you're a criminal, you know, that's what it's sold as. But I see where you're going. It would be so cool if you could have other jobs and that don't like involve, you know, getting chased by the police or anything.
If you could be a pilot, like if you could be a hairdresser, if you could be a if you could be an Uber, like I mean,
or own a
just
chain of
you can just think of stuff. Yeah, a restaurant. I mean, like the nightclub. The nightclub is kind of in that same area as like owning a restaurant, things like that. I mean, it's just there's so much stuff that they could do to the game, and the problem is that Rockstar doesn't listen to their community. We all know that.
Oh, absolutely. They actively ignore them.
I mean, like there's like 2 or 3 times where like they've like, you know, really said something and they were like, okay, you know, like we'll do this a little bit, but honestly they don't care what we have to say. All they care about is us buying the shark cards.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Like
shark cards.
That's the only reason they made it grindy, because they can get these shark cards, because they can make all this money off microtransactions. They won't probably implement this stuff because they just want the money. I mean, even the nightclub, that's only $10,000 a day. $10,000 a day will maybe pay my utility bills on that game.
Right.
Like it's a really slow grind, and honestly, I didn't mind a bit of grind, but GTA is too much. But even to this day, I
feel like what they could do, instead of making it less grindy, they could keep the grind where it is now, except you could get more payout for it. You know what I'm saying? Like instead of spending hours on getting supplies for your MC business, you could get, instead of 1 crate for each bag or whatever you pick up, you can get 2 crates, or 1 supply mission makes the whole entire supplies bar filled up. It just they could change it to a way where you still do the amount of work that you do, but there's way more payout for it.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind that.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, what about our next topic here? We're almost nearing an hour now, but I feel like we can still talk about one more.
Well, we've only got like a minute 40 left, or even that, so I think we can probably wrap it up.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, at least that means we got topics for next time then, so that's good.
Yeah, at the very least. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching this episode of the ZDH Podcast. If you want to subscribe or follow any of us on Twitter, on YouTube, or our social medias, they will all be in the description down below, and obviously on the screen that we'll create for this as well. It's not created yet, but we'll create a screen with all our Twitters and links and shit on there. If you want to follow us on there, and there's also a ZDH Podcast Twitter and YouTube channel. You'll be on that YouTube channel now if you're watching it, but it's also on Twitter. If you want to go follow us there, we can give you regular updates about when new episodes are coming out and stuff like that. Is there anything you guys want to say before we go off?
Yeah. I was gonna say, you know, follow social medias if you want to keep up to date with the podcast, things like that. We do have a podcast Twitter if you want to follow that. It just basically is, you know, the ZDH Podcast. So, if you want to follow that Twitter for updates and things like that, make sure you do so as well.
Anything you got, Zombie?
No.
Okay, that's it. Thank you everyone for watching this episode of the podcast, and we will see you next time.
Bye.